Dan Orlovsky, former NFL quarterback, talking about Shedeur Sanders' fit in Kevin Stefanski's style of offense.
If this offense is going under Kevin Stefanski, at least rumors to what it was a couple years ago, he's perfect for it. Because he's perfect for the under center, play action, control the line of scrimmage, see the defense, get from 1 to 2 to 3 quickly, or 1 to 2 to 3. He's got to do it more quickly, but he's custom made for that. But the way that he thinks and the way that he can see something on the board, take it to a walkthrough, and then bring it to a practice, that's
how you win.
G. Bush, again, that's something that we will be able to tell a little bit better once they get in pads. And that'll happen next week. What are you paying attention to? I know the quarterback. In addition to the quarterback, what are you paying attention to early in camp?
What I want to see, two parts here. What I want to see from the Cleveland Browns and Kevin Stefanski is a renewed sense of urgency when it comes to the practice schedule. I think last year and a couple of years ago was to make sure everybody can get to the season whole. Deshaun Watson, to see what he can do and to give him every single opportunity to get this team and pay dividends on that trade. So I think that they were in a position where Jed Wills was hurt. Jack Conklin was coming off injury. DeJuan Jones was coming off injury. Obviously, Joel Bitonio and Wyatt Teller were banged up a little bit. Pretty much everybody that was somebody, including Nick Chubb and a lot of other individuals, were hurt, banged up a little bit. So I think they took the foot off the gas a little bit in terms of that. But I still believe that when you talk about things like the Pittsburgh Steelers, they still hit on Fridays. They still tackle. They're still doing some of those physical things. And I think for the Cleveland Browns, it's one thing to say you want to run the ball more, but it's also to have your body in condition in your mental aspect to understand that you're going to take that punishment. I don't think people that, may have not played the sport or intimately involved with it understand the toll that running is a mentality. Running the football is an attitude. It's a mentality. It's a way of life. And I don't think that you can just wake up one day and say, oh, we're running the ball now. Nah, you got to get conditioned for that. And where that happens is in practice, that happens in the weight room, and that happens in your off-season training. And so that's what I want to see from them. And I also want to see attention to detail. Too many pre-snap penalties, too many false starts, jumping off sides, all that good stuff. That starts in practice. The Browns should be sticklers for it, just like turnovers and different things like that, because it puts you in a position where I want you to be playing as hard as you can. And sometimes what happens when you get tired, the mental aspect goes. The instead of moving your feet, now you're grabbing. You get a holding penalty on a touchdown, or you're tired. You've been running. Just ran down the field on a 90-yard go route. It was incomplete. You got to run all the way back. Now all of a sudden you don't get lined up as a receiver correctly. Those are the little small things I want to see. When it comes to Shedeur Sanders and my purview, I look at it like this. There's been a thing, a sort of a narrative going around that, maybe Shedeur is a little behind on the playbook, a little behind on picking up the verbiage and the different things like that. So the first thing I want to do is I want to see, and I get it, is, pre-snap stuff is a thing. You want to know where the receiver's at. You want to know what the protection scheme is. You want to know what everything is. Hey, I want to see how quickly out of the huddle I want to get the ball and be set up and ready to go 15 seconds, so it gives me an opportunity. So the better you are at communicating the huddle, the more time you got on the clock that I can make adjustments, whether it's getting up to the line of scrimmage and maybe audibling or giving me 2 play calls in the huddle. I come up, look at the formation. Oh, I don't like that. I'm going to can that one. Let's go to the other one, slide the protection, keep the back end, do different things like that. So the quicker you are in and out of the huddle, the quicker you can go up and try to diagnose and figure out what the defense is doing to you and trying to do. So those are the couple things that I'm looking for. And then finally, when you look at with Shedeur, is I want to see a level of crispness. I want to see accuracy, but I also want to see this. A lot of people are missing this point. For you to be a quarterback in this league, and I don't want to get to a point where we're overlooking this. It ain't the dink and dunk checkdowns. To me, dink and dunk checkdowns in preseason is not going to get it done, because that they're giving you that. They're coming out in vanilla defenses. If you want to be a starting quarterback in this league, and it goes for all 4 of the guys that are competing, We need to see intermediate throws from 10 to 20 yards. Not check downs and throwing the ball to the tight end out in the flats. And yeah, that stuff look nice. But if you want to be a bona fide quarterback, when you get to week 1, those are the throws that signify you are a franchise quarterback. So for me, I'm not only looking for that from Shedeur Sanders. I'm looking for that for everybody, all the quarterbacks that are in the competition, because that'll signify to me that they're seeing the ball on time, they're throwing with anticipation, and they are not skittish and afraid to take shot plays.